Welcome to our series, Through the Liturgical Year. On October 16th, we celebrate the life of one of Canada's most noteworthy saints, Saint Marguerite du Ville. Saint Marguerite is the foundress of the Sisters of Charity, also known as the Grey Nuns of Canada, an order that has since spread its charitable mission across the world. This saint had a difficult upbringing, being raised in Quebec City in a poor family and without a father. She married a bootlegger, a career that at this time typically meant selling liquor to First Nations tribes in exchange for furs. Due to the ill reputation and constant travel demanded by such a job, her husband was rarely there for his family. The couple had 6 children, 4 of whom died in infancy. In 1730, Marguerite's husband also died, leaving Marguerite a widow at only 30 years old. In all these sufferings, Marguerite turned to prayer, and she increasingly grew in religious devotion. She longed to devote her life to something greater, particularly to acts of charity, and to help those who struggled with lives of poverty and misfortune. Through her holy example, her 2 sons were inspired to become priests. Then, 7 years after her husband's death, the Holy Spirit guided Marguerite into a new chapter of her life. She founded the Sisters of Charity with 3 companions, first establishing a house for the poor in Montreal. The order grew and soon took over the General Hospital in Montreal. Despite these charitable efforts, due to the memory of her bootlegger husband, some began to degrade Marguerite's order by calling them Grey Women, which also meant drunken women. However, Marguerite chose to use this ridicule as an instrument of humility. The order adopted this term for their own use, thus becoming the Grey Nuns. Over many decades, the Grey Nuns went on to establish schools, hospitals, and orphanages throughout Canada, the US, South America, and even in Africa. The Sisters of Charity continue to serve in many of these regions today. Pope John XXIII beatified Saint Marguerite in 1959, giving her the title the Mother of Universal Charity. She was canonized in 1990 by Pope John Paul II, and she was the first native-born Canadian to be elevated to sainthood by the Catholic Church. Her legacy, and the legacy of the Grey Nuns, continues to endure to this day. I'm Archbishop Grouard-McLennan, and I thank you for joining us for this series, Through the Liturgical Year.